Hello! In today's video, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've been working on this possible water vole location for the last few months now, both to see whether it's going to be a good spot for my own photography, but then also to see if it's a viable location to run workshops from at a later date. I've just checked my trail cameras and it looks like we might finally be getting somewhere. So I thought it could be interesting to take you through my process from the very beginning, hopefully culminating in me being sat right here with my camera getting good photos of the water voles. So for most of my locations, it starts with an awful lot of internet research to try and nail down a few possible locations as to where wildlife, or in this case water voles, could be found. Now, I've done this in the past up in the East Midlands, and what I've found is you can visit a lot of places, and particularly for water voles, you'll get a lot of people saying, oh, if you were here 10 years ago, they were everywhere. But sadly for water voles, that's not quite the case anymore. Luckily, within the southwest region, there's been quite a lot of reintroduction of water voles around, and hopefully with that, eradication of the American mink. And I've recently seen quite a lot of reports of water voles being spotted around the southwest area. So the next step is then visiting these areas, seeing if I can see any signs of water voles, and then working out whether it'd be a good location for photography, because it's all well and good being able to see water voles, but as a photographer, you need to get good photography conditions. So I ended up finding this spot, and it's quite wide. There could be a good place to sit, and the sun should be in a pretty decent position. What do you do next? Other than me staying for hours upon hours on end to possibly see nothing, how do I find out whether there are active water voles in the area? Well, you need a trail camera. Now, I've got quite a few trail cameras. They're all pretty cheap, 40, 50 quid ones, but it's done an incredible job. All I did was take a big branch, a big dead branch, stick it into the ground, put this on it, and then the water vole's favourite food, some cut up apple, is in this Tupperware box. So I placed the apple on another branch inside, just on top of the water, had the trail camera pointing on it, and then sure enough, this is what I saw. So obviously, upon seeing that, I was absolutely buzzing, but there's still more to do, because where I had the trail camera and the apple wasn't exactly in the most photogenic or photographable area. So you may be able to see behind me, I'll show you in a second, I've moved another branch further into the pond, and I've set up the trail camera and put some more apple on there a couple of days ago. Just so it means that if I'm sat down here, I'll be a good distance away from any possible water vole, which means that they hopefully won't know that I'm there, and they'll be able to get some good low-level photos. What I've come to do today is take a look at that trail camera, and sure enough, the water voles once again have come onto this branch. So I'm going to repeat the process one more time, get apple on there, see if we can get some more trail camera footage, then I've got a good idea of what time the water voles are coming. And then, yeah, like I said, the next bit will be me probably here all day just to see how good this area could be for photography. So now all that's left to do for the rest of today is put some apple out and set the trail camera back up. So it's not exactly the most high-tech thing in the world. I've just duct taped a spoon onto a dead branch. What I'm going to do is put some apple onto this spoon, then onto that branch down there. Wish me luck. Well, that went a lot better than I expected. And then lastly, stick this trail camera on here. I'm just using these sticks to hopefully help them stay on here. Making sure it's tight. So the camera's pointing up there. So I'll just show you from here. That's the trail camera's view. There's the apple. And that's the branch that we hope that the water vole comes on. Now, all that's left to do is to leave this place, come back in a few days, see if we've got any hits on the trail camera, and then probably spend all day here trying to get a photo of a water vole. See you in a few days. And now we wait. Fingers crossed. But it's only gone and bloody worked, isn't it? Yes. I've only been here about an hour. Started within the first maybe 25 minutes of being settled in. I spotted a water vole swimming across, maybe about 25-30 metres away from me. But I could see there was also a bit of activity to the right of me, about 10 metres away from me. Little vole popped out, popped back in, and then it swam straight towards the branch that I'd put in the pond. And success. I mean, they are not award-winning photos, but as a proof of concept, I'm absolutely thrilled. It came on, grabbed some apple, ran back off, ate it, then came back on, got some more apple. And they, I was probably too close. I was maybe 3 metres away with my 300mm lens, frame filling. So I think in future I'm either going to move further back or bring a shorter lens. In the future I'm going to have to do a bit of gardening, probably get a more substantial branch. I need to figure out a way to not get the branch to dip into the water when the vole goes on it, but that's all for future me to work out. Oh, I'm so pleased this has paid off, because I'm now away from Bristol for pretty much the next 3-4 weeks, so I just wanted to check whether this was going to work, and it was a location that was worth working on. This is going to be completely changed by the time I get back, but I'll be certain to be back for some more water vole photography. I'm really underprepared. My feet are absolutely freezing. I didn't quite remember how little insulation wellies give you. But yeah. I think I'm going to call it there. That's a good enough proof of concept for me to plough in a lot more hours into this project. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.